Hey guys, it's Tyler McKinney back here again, and today I want to talk some USC football. And I'm sorry, USC. Well, maybe for some of you might like this. I don't think Clay Helton is going to be able to keep his job at the end of the season. Why? Well, let's dive into that a little bit. I just think that the expectations at USC right now are championship or bust. And I just don't think that the personnel that they have and that the coaching staff that they have are going to bring that around. And here's what I mean. See, I think that Clay Helton is in a no-win situation. Because the fact of the matter is I could see USC just tanking everything falling apart on them and him getting fired. So I see pretty much anything that is 6 wins or less is completely tanking for especially a program like USC, so he's done. So the whole, get into a bowl thing, that's out of the question. Now, talking about winning season, let's go, say, 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, okay? That, I think if they fall in that category, I think he still loses his job because they're not pulling in the championships. Because I don't think at 9 wins they're going to be able to win a championship. One, they're not going to be able to get into the college football playoff. And 2, I don't think at 9 wins they're going to be able to get into the Pac-12 championship game at 9 wins. I just think that the division is too top heavy, and I don't think having 3 wins on their schedule is going to get them in there. I mean, having 3 losses on their schedule is going to get them in there. Now, looking at it, 10 wins or higher, I think at 10 wins or higher on the season, now I'm not talking about any type of a bowl game or playoffs. I'm just talking in the season. In the season, 10 wins or higher, I think he keeps his job. I just don't think that with what he's got, that he's going to get there. One, I don't think that he is the coach. I haven't seen it by watching USC football really the past couple of years. I don't see that in him. I don't see that where he's just out coaching other coaches, and he can kind of take team that maybe might not have the talent and kind of lead them and put them in the position to succeed in that with it. I just don't think that he's really that type of coach. And the other thing is I don't think he's a developmental type of coach. One of the things that I've just really been interested about is that USC just had these great recruiting classes, even under him. But for some reason, that is not translating to the football field. We're seeing some freak athletes out there, but we're just not seeing them progress like we do, at Alabama, at Ohio State, where these guys are coming in as these great, these great prospects, and then all of a sudden and they turn into these just freak monsters who are these draft picks and go on and they got tons of guys in the NFL. We're just not seeing that with USC, and with the type of talent that they're bringing in, they should be developing that. And I think that that's one of the big reasons why he hasn't been winning consistently at the higher end of that echelon, that championship level, the 10 wins, the 11 wins, and higher. So I just don't see that that's going to happen. And even if it does, I don't really think that they want him there. I think there's a large majority of the fan base that don't really want him there. I think that there are a bunch of people who are indifferent and just want USC to win, and since they're not winning like what they expect them to, that that they're kind of indifferent on him and would rather, try somebody new to get somebody new in there. I don't know how many people actually are really, invested in him anymore. So I just don't think that the fan base, the support in the whole community is really there. I'm just not seeing it. Another reason why I just think that it's hard, they're installing a brand new offense, and they're going to they're going to pretty much the air raid, what everybody else has been doing. It's been the hottest thing in football, whether it be Cliff Kingsbury stuff or whether it be, what they're doing out in Oklahoma. And all of the, the different veins of that, the Mike Leach, guys too and stuff. And so I don't know if that's going to take off. But if it does, I think that I see a couple of paths for him to keeping his job. Here are the couple paths that I see, and they could happen. Like I said, they have the talent. It's whether or not they develop the talent and he puts the talent in the place to win. That is key. Now, they've got an okay stable of running backs. They've got some highly talented guys that can go in there and run the ball, which is fine. But they've got this air raid. They have some amazing talent at wide receiver. They're going to get some guys drafted this upcoming year, and some of them are going to be fairly high. And so if they can get JT Daniels to be throwing the ball, which I think he can. I think last year, the guy should have been, I think, even still in high school when he was starting games last year. He was like a true freshman, 18-year-old kid that was just like, during camp at one point, I think he might have even been 17 or something. It's nuts. This guy's young. I think he's going to grow up a lot. If he can grow up a lot, if they can shore up that line and they can get the ball out to those wide receivers, I think that their defense will do just enough that I think that they can get there and have a good season. I'm just not predicting that they're going to get to that 10-win mark that I really feel like they need to get to for him to keep his job. He really needs to win a Pac-12 championship. If he wins a Pac-12 championship, he retains his job. He's coming back next year. I think really anything less than that, I think there's going to be enough uproar that they're going to they're going to have to let him go, and that's unfortunate. But that's my take. So I'm taking 10 wins, a Pac-12 championship win. I think gets him to keep his job. I think really anything less than a Pac-12 championship. Now, granted, it can go more than that, the Pac-12 championship, and then win the Rose Bowl or go into the playoffs. And I think if he gets into the playoffs, so let's throw this scenario out there. For some reason, they get into the playoffs, and they get in the playoffs, he keeps his job, and they don't win the Pac-12 championship. But pretty much right now, I think it's Pac-12 championship or bust for USC. Those are just my thoughts. But I want to know what you think. So go ahead down there in the comments section and give me your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think USC is going to keep him this year? Do you think USC is going to be good? Do you think they're going to be bad? Do you think they're going to bounce back and be the USC of old? Or do you think that they're just going to be kind of mediocre and Clay Helton is going to be looking for a new job next year, and USC is going to be looking for a new coach? I don't know. You tell me down in the comments. So, guys, I know you're busy, and I know I'm busy. So let's get on out of here. You guys have a good night. All right, bye.